Hello, my first graders. How are you? Here in my basement to do one more drawing with you. Hopefully, in September, we will see each other again. The next time you see me, hopefully it's not going to be on a video, but in the art room when you are shiny new second graders. But we shall see. So hopefully this is the last video. I like making them. I love getting the drawings back from you guys. Love getting your flamingos and your bats and your mouse. Very, very nice. Very nice. But we want to work in the same room together again. So hopefully that's going to happen. So one more drawing. I was looking for things to draw on the internet, just Googling. And I found this picture of this little monster, which I thought was absolutely adorable. I thought he was a very cool looking little monster. I don't know if he's happy, scared. I don't know what he is. But I thought he was the coolest looking little drawing. And what I like about this, now, of course, you're doing your flamingo and your bat and your mouse. The problem with doing something that you know what it looks like, if it doesn't look just right, you get frustrated, you get upset. Mom, my mouse doesn't look like a mouse. It looks like a squirrel with a bad haircut. And, you get all upset. Now, this is a monster, so I don't care. You can make him taller, shorter, wider, hairier. It doesn't matter. He's a monster. He doesn't really exist. So whatever you end up with, actually my drawing doesn't even really look like the picture. So mine looks different too. So we're going to end up with something that no matter what you do, it's going to look good. So I'm going to erase my monster. And we're going to draw them together. So you're going to need a piece of paper. You're going to need a pencil. You are going to need an eraser. You're going to turn your paper vertical. Right? Our monster is taller than he is wide. So you're going to turn your paper up and down, which we call vertical. Okay, so I'm going to go almost to the top of my paper. Well, I shouldn't say almost to the top, but pretty close. Right about there. I'm going to leave a little bit of room because my horns go up. They are the highest point of the drawing. But I'm going to start with his body. We're going to draw the whole big furry body, and then we're going to add all the parts to it. So right with a little bit of room left at the top, we're just going to draw a nice big curved line. This will be the top of his head, so you don't want to make it too small because then he'll have a pointy head instead of a nice big round furry head. So nice and lightly, draw a nice big curve, almost like you're making a rainbow or a sunset. Now, as we come down the sides, he's a furry monster, so we're going to make little points and things so like it's fur. When I was drawing it before, I felt like I was almost drawing like a Christmas tree or like a pine tree. So that's kind of what I felt like the fur was like. So you could just kind of go zigzag in and out like this, or you can start to swoop down. You can see they almost look like little branches of a pine tree. And they don't, they can just, as long as I guess they come to some kind of a point, I guess that's really, all that matters. It's going to look like, and you can change them up. You can mix them up. Maybe you like drawing one more than the other. Whatever you want to do. Now, we don't want to go all the way to the bottom of the paper because we need room for his legs, and he's got these arms just kind of dangling down. So we want to make sure we have room for the arms and the legs. So we're going to want to stop with some room down there. And I certainly think our body is plenty long enough here. I mean, I don't know what shape your paper is. My board is actually very tall. So we're just going to kind of, the only round part, the only smooth part is the top. And then you're just going to do kind of furry side, and then fur at the bottom. And you can see I've got a little bit of room at the top, I've got a little bit more room at the bottom. So we'll start with his face and his mouth. So sort of somewhere near the top of his furry body, we're going to draw 2 round circles for his eyes. You probably want to, he looks like he's kind of scared a little bit, so you're probably going to want to make those circles pretty big. I would make them as big as you can fit. Okay, now inside that, I'm going to put a pupil. It's a pretty good size pupil. So you want to make them also pretty big, because we have to put reflections inside. I think we did that with our flamingo. When the light's bouncing off your eyes, you're going to get a little bit of light reflecting off, and that creates our a little light bounce, our little reflection off our eyes. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do 2 reflections in each pupil. I'm going to do 2 of them. So I'm going to draw a bigger circle up in that corner, and then down in this corner I'll draw a smaller circle. Okay? So I'll do a big circle up here and a smaller circle there. Now, if you're just going to do a pencil drawing, you can color it in with me. If you're going to make it nice and colorful, you're probably not going to want to color this in yet, because you want to do the pupil, which is the smaller circle, right? We did a big circle and then a smaller circle. So really we have 4 circles in each eye, big, medium, and 2 little ones. So for that medium circle, I'm going to color that in. That's his pupil. That's going to be black. And then I'm going to leave the 2 reflections white. So this part of his eye is white, and the 2 little reflections are white. But I'll color that in now. You can see it kind of looks sad. If you ever want to make it look sad, you can make a big pupil, and you curve your eyebrows at the top, and he'll look worried or sad. So our little guy is confused because I'm going to do the same thing they did in the drawing. Above this eye, he's got an eyebrow that's kind of like, huh? Like he's scared or surprised. But then on this side, he's got like this worried eyebrow. There's one of each. So I'm going to do the same thing. I think that's a pretty cool look. I like that look. I don't know what the look is, but I like it. Okay, before we go any further, he's got a couple little tufts of hair. He's got one there, and then there's a couple down here. I guess you could do as many as you want. There's a tuft of hair there, and then you did like a little fur there. Whatever you want to do. Right now, he looks like a shrub. He looks like a bush. You ever wanted to know how to make a worried-looking bush? You just did. Okay, so I'm going to do the ears, which are on the side of the head, just above the eyes. Right about here and here. And they're kind of like little triangles. Wide at the bottom, where they connect, pointy out further. And then inside that is a smaller version of the same thing we just did. They'll be a different color. Okay? I don't know what he looks like now. A bush with ears. Okay, now the horns. The horns are going to, one side of the horn is going to be touching the ear, and one side of the horn is going to be touching the head. So this one over here, right, I'm going to start in the head, and I'm just going to go up, and you can curve them as much as you want, you can make them straight, whatever you want to do. And then this one over here will come up and come down. So I touched, the beginning touched the head, and then the other side touched the ear. Okay. And in the picture, they've got nice little stripes. I think I'm going to do those too. So I'm going to do 2 stripes there, or 2 lines making 1 stripe, and then I'll do one a little further down. So these are kind of closer together, and there's a space. and then close together. So that way, if you want, you can do like, white stripes, purple, whatever you want to do. I'll show you the picture again a little bit later if you want to try to copy the picture. I don't know if you'll ever find that. I don't even remember what I Googled. So I'll show you the picture. If you're like, well, I like that picture, I want to color it like your picture, I'll hold it up and show you one more time. Now his mouth. His mouth is kind of like a jelly bean shape, where it kind of is round on the sides, but it has like a curve in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start up closer to the eye, and then swoop down in the middle, and then up closer to the eye again, and then down. Kind of like that. And he's got a tooth on the bottom. He's got two nice big teeth on the top. Like that. I'm not going to take too much time to color this in, but if you want to make the inside of the mouth look darker, you could color that in and leave your teeth white. You can color your teeth another color, or you can do whatever you want. In the picture, the teeth are white. Okay? And now the arms and the legs. Usually arms and legs are tricky, but not here. These are easy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the legs first. But you want to make sure that your legs don't go all the way to the sides, because you won't have any room for your arms. Because the arms on this monster come out of the bottom. They actually don't come out of the side of his body. So what I'm going to do is right about here, I'm going to draw a line. You can draw it straight. I'm going to curve mine a little bit. I'm going to make my legs a little bit bigger at the top and a little bit smaller at the bottom. Okay, I'll do it over here. I want to leave a little bit of room for my arms. And then the feet are very simple. They're just kind of like little, well, not little, kind of big ovals. Out to the side. And the arms kind of hang next to the legs, and they're just kind of like two little lines, too skinny. He's got very skinny little arms. And then I'm going to do 4 fingers. You can do whatever you want. Picture has 4 fingers, so I'm going to stick with 4 fingers too. I don't know why I laugh every time I look at this guy. I don't know why. And there's our wonderful little monster, first graders. So I'll show you the picture again if you like the colors of this one. His arms and legs are purple. The inside of his ears are purple. The stripes are red and purple. And he has a blue, outside of his ears are blue and his body's blue. But you can color it however you want. But we probably, because he's floating at the moment, we probably... And I love it because when you guys do your pictures, sometimes you'll do a background behind it. And backgrounds are important because they tell you where your flamingo or bat or monster are. So you can do a monster house in the background. You can draw them in a playground or wherever you want. You can do whatever you want. Okay? So, again, make sure you send me your monsters when you're done. I know you're probably very busy with end of the year work with your teachers, but if you get a chance, just want to relax, sit down and do a fun drawing, let's do one more together. So do your monsters and make sure you email them to me, mdelpazo@germantowncsd.org. And thank you for doing the drawings, and thank you, Mom and Dad, for helping you do the drawings and getting them to me. And the next time I see you, I'm hoping, will be when you are shiny second graders in Mrs. Bowman and Mrs. Ide's class in September, and we'll be together in the art room again. Okay, guys, I had a lot of fun. We'll see you later.